YouTube? It's your boy Michael Oh So Wavy. Sorry I ain't been making a couple of videos. My allergies have been messing with me. So this is the first day that I'm kind of feeling good about the situation. But I want to give y'all a little update. So basically, the Los Angeles Lakers head of basketball operations, Magic Irving Johnson, has put in his resignation letters, papers. He said he wants to go back to having fun. So he will now be head of basketball operations for the Los Angeles Lakers as of next season, which will be, I guess the Lakers will be basically revamping the whole, coaching staff. Probably getting rid of, probably, I don't know how it's going to go with Rob Pelinka, but I do know that the Lakers are going to be looking for another suitor for the head of basketball operations now that Magic Johnson has stepped down. So I don't know how that's going to work, what he's going to do for the organization, what's his role after this, but who knows. But that just means there are signs to come that the Lakers are going in a different direction. So that might mean there might be a complete roster overhaul. Maybe so, a complete roster overhaul. So we'll see what happens in the free agency. As of tomorrow will be the last game. So when you guys see this, when I post this, the last game will be tomorrow for the Lakers, which they have one game. Last night was the last home game, and they got beat by the Trailblazers. Unfortunately, it happens, but it happens. Hey, you can't fault the Lakers for being the Lakers, you know what I'm saying? When your young core is not there in the game. It's a lot of people been saying that have the Lakers' young core reached its peak yet. We saw glimpses of that this season. We saw what could be possible with the Lakers. We saw what the Lakers could do, where they were fourth in the West and rising until injuries started to happen. A lot of injuries started happening. Once you got one guy back, after LeBron went down, then Lonzo went down. Lonzo never returned. Then you had B.I. get hurt. B.I. comes back. Now he suffers a blood clot. You got Kyle Kuzma. He had got hurt for a little bit. Then he came back. And then you had the JaVale McGee in the flu situation, which caused him to lose 20 pounds. And then he tried to gain his weight. You had Rajon Rondo breaking his wrist after a 19-game suspension. After a few game suspension earlier in the season, where the fight with B.I. and Rajon Rondo, Chris Paul, the altercation that happened, I think that was the second game in. So, yeah, Lakers were hit with the injury bug this year, and it cost them. But you guys got to see what I saw, what that young core could do with just one superstar. I've been saying this for a while. If the Lakers got one superstar and they stayed healthy, the Lakers would definitely be in the playoffs. But that narrative for the NBA, it would have been too much to handle because, like I said, it would be coming with LeBron. So I guess that narrative for the NBA couldn't handle that. You know what I'm saying? So for the Lakers to have an sorry about that, guys. Unfortunate demise in their season, and everybody want to point the finger and blame and play the blame game. Like I said, the blame in a previous video, I've said the blame has something to do with upper management. Those guys that sitting there conducting the basketball for the Lakers, having an idea of how the Lakers should be, what the team should look like, that aspect. And that all falls in Magic Johnson, Rob Pelinka, and of course Jenny Buss. I didn't say this. That's the problem. It's not the players. It's not the coach. It's the guys who are running the team, because they failed to give the coach the proper pieces that he needed when you acquired LeBron James via free agency. When you acquire LeBron James, you know what kind of guy he is. He's a driving kick. So your job was to get you needed to get an offensive rebounder, which you got JaVale McGee, but then you went and got a whole bunch of guys and you gave them all one-year contracts that all can facilitate the ball. none of them were locked down, were spot up shooters. You didn't go out there any spot up shooters, and then you want to get a spot up shooter towards the end of the season, close to trade deadline, and it costs you your future center in Ivica Zubac. I understand getting rid of, and you lost another young core piece that could have been a pivotal core piece, as in Sly Mikhailuk. He could have answered some of your 3-point shooting problems, but the Lakers didn't see that. They just lost 2 young pieces for expiring contract, and Mike Muscala with really literally no effort. But like I said, that's not the players' fault. It's all GMs and head of basketball operations, and of course your president. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to talk. You got to know what's going on with that. Like I said, with Magic Johnson stepping down, because like I said, I had a problem with Magic Johnson coming in and taking head of basketball operations, because one, he never really ran a successful basketball franchise before. You might be like, you might have co-owner in the LA Dodgers, but that's baseball. That's totally different than basketball. See, they play on different stages, different platforms. They do certain shit. On baseball, they have way more players than they do on a basketball team. There's a lot of things that goes into baseball. I understand that, but when it comes to basketball, it's win now or go home. We want the best. And when you talking about the NBA and you talking about the Lakers, you know, the 16 world titles, you know what I'm saying, they expected to make the playoffs every year. Now we just had a 6-year drought, and it continues. Magic, you used to play for this used to play for the Lakers. You know what the expectations were. You were a player once before, so you know what players want to hear. So, like, for you, and you went after LeBron, you got your guy. That's your guy, but you failed to put your guy with the proper pieces he needed to succeed. You set him up for failure. You failed. Not only did you fail your team, but you failed your guy. You failed your guy. So it's funny. It's funny in a way that he had, how he put in his resignation for head of basketball operations after the home loss to the Portland Trail Blazers, the last game of the season in the LA, in the loss in the Staples Center. It's bad, but it is what it is. It was to be expected. He said 2 years. He's been head of basketball operations for 2 years. He got LeBron James. He did do that. He did promise he was going to get 1 superstar. Well, he said 2, but he got 1. So I don't consider it a complete strikeout. I just see it as him just failing what his expectations were. He just completely dropped the ball. And like I said, him and Rob Pelinka, they messed up last free agency where they just went straightly. They just solely went after LeBron. That was a key focal point. But you understand, there were so many other tier free agents that they could have possibly got, and they could have possibly changed the outlook and the outcome of the season, where they could have actually made the playoffs if they would have made the right decisions in that last year's free agency. You know what I mean? And this year's free agency is going to be a lot where you're going to actually see what the Lakers are going to do, what direction they're going to go. We're going to see that. You know what I'm saying? It depends. Like I said, me personally, I will keep the young core, and then Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Josh Hart, and Brandon Ingram. I will keep that young core. I keep that intact because the Lakers have made some questionable decisions as of late in the past 3 years, where they gave up guys that they should have kept. And the thing is because the people upstairs, that inner triangle, that running the basketball operation, those guys, it's their fault. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because, like I said, they gave up a lot of good, young, talented assets. A lot of good of them. You know what I'm saying? Julius Randle, D'Angelo Russell, Larry Nance Jr. I don't want to keep having to name them off, but those are guys that they should have kept. Because, one, they were competing. They gave you their all. Two, they showed you that they had all-star potential, and two of them showed you that they can carry a team. Two of them showed you can carry a team. One showed you he can be consistent night in, night out if you give him the time. Larry Nance Jr. He's going when Larry Nance Jr. was on the Lakers. Only reason why I watched, because I knew Larry Nance was going to give me 3 highlight reel dunks during the game. Wouldn't know when, wouldn't know how, but he was going to give me 3 good dunks. Julius Randle, I watch because when he gets the ball, he's a rim runner. He gets the ball and he goes straight down, beeline to the rim. Either he's going to finish it strong or he's going to kick it out. You know what I'm saying? And then you have D. Russ. D. fucking Russ. My bad. Excuse my language, but D. Russ. Ice in my veins. I got ice in my veins. I've been watching that boy since Ohio State. You gave up a pure. I knew exactly what he was going to be. He was a James type. He was a James Harden type of a player. If you gave him the right system, LA had the right system. It's just they didn't have the right management. They didn't manage him right. You know what I'm saying? After the snitching where he snitched on Nick Young, okay, well, hey, he wouldn't have to snitch if Nick Young wasn't being a thought. If he wasn't out there messing around with people, he wouldn't have to been in that position to snitch. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I support the boy. I support D-Lo because, hey, man, and loyalty around here is rare. And for him to be speaking about it like, dog, you cheating on your girl, you had Iggy over there looking bad. You know what I mean? So, come on, man. I would have spoke up, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, it is what it is. But like I was saying, upper management has made some questionable decisions. And like I said, those questionable decisions was made underneath who? Magic Johnson. He decided to give up Larry Nance Jr. He decided to give up Jordan Clarkson for Timothy Mozgov and a Luol Deng type situation. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to get rid of Timothy Mozgov's contract, so you get rid of D'Angelo Russell as a sweetener bonus. Now, I don't want to sweeten their bonus. You just gave them the piece that they needed for their franchise to succeed. Where is D'Angelo Russell now? He's in the playoffs. Where's the Lakers? We're not even in it. You gave up Julius Randle for nothing. He wanted to re-sign. You went to sign Michael Beasley. Same $5 million. You gave Michael Beasley. He was gonna take because he wanted to be with the Lakers. He wanted to play with LeBron. He missed his boys. Them was his boys. You know what I'm saying? You drafted him 7th overall. You might not have Magic, but the Lakers drafted him as a 7th pick in the first round. First year he got hurt. Yeah, messed up his leg, broke it, came back, showed you what he was gonna be. Now he's gonna do that in the Pelicans uniform. Then you wanna try to go get Anthony Davis, and then you wanna throw all your young core assets to the Pelicans for Anthony Davis. Really? You must love doing business for the Pelicans, man. You must work for the Pelicans, man. It gotta be. You let Anthony Davis go to the Pelicans. Then I messed up. You let Julius Randle go to the Pelicans. You know what I'm saying? Now, you want to give up. You wanted to give up the whole package. You wanted to give up Lonzo Ball. You wanted to give up Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, Josh Hart, and Ivica Zubac for one player. One player and a bunch of expiring contracts. Me, if I was the general manager, I'm not giving up that much talent. You know what I'm saying? I'm not giving up Bentleys for a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. When you got to think about it, it takes years to build a Bentley, and they only make one Bentley. You know what I'm saying? They don't come out with a new Bentley every year. And for you to have gems like you have, Brandon Ingram, the next KD, Josh Hart, if you give him playing time, he's going to be the next Klay Thompson. Lonzo Ball, the next Jason Kidd who can shoot, though. Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma, the beast. Kuz. Gets it going out. He gonna just drop 20 on you in the night when he ready to. Come on, man. Come on, man. Yeah, that's upper management issues. Yeah, you just can't do it. Like I said, with Magic Johnson just doing what Magic wanted to do, he tried. I mean, he tried, and it cost him because the decisions you make, you got to think about this one. When you have a historic storybook franchise as the Lakers, 16 World Championships, man, only second to the Boston Celtics who have 17. You talking about there is high winning tradition here. You know what I'm saying? The Lakers have been to the finals more than any other team in NBA history. Even with the 6-year drought of not making the playoffs, they still have more finals appearances than any team in the league. So expectations are going to be high. But when you say you set the bar up here and then you only reach about here and you max out and you capped out right here, man, when you resonated, you took yourself down when you resigned. See what I'm talking about? But he took himself off. I mean, he didn't get fired. He chose to step down. So I don't know what it's going to be for Magic Johnson's future. I want to thank him for basically doing what he did as far as getting LeBron to LA. I mean, you got us a superstar. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. Now, fans will have a reason to cheer for the Lakers next year. You know what I mean? And like I said, we had a reason to cheer for him this year. I mean, it's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunately and very sad that the Lakers had to experience so much in one season as far as the LeBron, you know what I'm saying, dilemmas, and then you had the injuries. So it was all right. It's okay. You can't completely say that this season was a complete failure because you saw with proper leadership and less injuries what the Lakers are going to be. Now I'm saying they were a force in the West. They were fourth. They were fourth before all that happened on December 25th. You know what I'm saying? And the season was still young, and they were on pace to win 50, maybe 65 games at that pace where they were, how they were. They literally destroyed the Warriors and exposed the Warriors on Christmas Day before LeBron James ruptured his hernia and pulled his groin, whatever it might have been. But you know what I'm saying? They literally exposed the Warriors that night. They showed the world, they showed the NBA world that, hey, you can beat the Warriors if you play like this. You know what I'm saying? They came close to beating Houston Rockets with just, when the Rockets just had James Harden by itself. They came close to beating him too. They almost, when they showed up to the games that they wanted to play, they showed the NBA like, hey, this is how you beat this person, this is how you beat him, this is how you do this. With them not making the playoffs, yeah, it's gonna be like I said, everybody gets a chance to rest up, nurture their injuries, come back, work on their games. I mean, LeBron James ain't had this in a while. He ain't had where he had an off season where he can just strictly work on his game because he's always been in the playoffs. Well, now LeBron, you know what I'm saying? If I was you, man, like I said, you said you're going to come back a different person. You're going to come back a more beast. Hey, we know you're going to come back and silence the game. We know that's going to happen. Man, it's great that you're a Laker. I'm grateful for that. I mean, never in this day did I ever thought that I'd be having a cheer for Kobe Bryant and then a few years later, I'm rooting on LeBron James. So who else can say they can have two of the greatest players on their favorite team, and they witnessed that? You know what I'm saying? So thank you, Magic, for that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all. It's sad to see him go, but thank Magic for that because he made that possible. You know what I mean? Shit. Me personally, I think Magic Johnson's role should have been the general manager instead of head of basketball operations. I think he should have been the GM. Therefore, he would have made it more of an impact instead of Rob Pelinka. You know what I'm saying? Now, what I'm saying, Magic Johnson should have did that. You should have put him as a general manager instead of head of basketball operations, because that there is a totally different thing. That's more stressful. It has more problems in it, and when things get when stuff hits the fan, normally the fan is pointed in his face, so he's receiving all that. So as soon as it hits, it's pat 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 pat. Magic Johnson's getting slapped in the face. The blame game is going to be pointed at him. Then he's going to try to shift it, turn the fan in the next direction to that GM. Like, yeah, there you go, Rob. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you go out? Why did you just give me your proper scouting report on what guys I should have went out in the free agency? You didn't give me that. You just let me run with what I wanted to run with. Like I said, most of the problems with the Lakers this season happened in upper management, the management of the Lakers. It wasn't the players. It was not the coach. It was not Luke. It was not LeBron. It was not Lonzo. It was not Kyle Kuzma. It was not Brandon Ingram. It was not Josh Hart. It wasn't Ivica Zubac. It wasn't JaVale McGee, Lance Stevenson, Rajon Rondo, KCP, Caldwell Pope. It was not none of those guys' fault that on the active roster. It was not their fault. It was, like I said, they tried to maximize on the playing time that they got. They tried to put in their best effort, but when you got lack of experience and both coaching and general management, it's a lot of things that can basically destroy the whole. Like I said, you have an idea and you have a plan that you want to follow throughout the season. It destroys that outlook. Because, like I said, you don't get the proper communication channels with where I need to be, where my GM needs to be talking to my head coach. My head coach needs to be talking to the GM, and the GM needs to be talking to my head of basketball operations. We all need to relay a message back and forth, boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? And y'all should be taking all your information and all your shots and all from who? The head coach, because he's the one who's running the team. He's the one that's on the field. He's on the court with your players. He knows what he sees. You're only seeing certain aspects. Oh, they're underperforming. Why are they underperforming? Because we have a lack of spacing. Because we have a whole bunch of shot creators and playmakers with a guy who wants to drive and kick, who needs the ball. He's ball dominant. You know what I'm saying? You got Lonzo Ball dominant. Rajon Rondo, ball dominant. Lance Stevenson, ball dominant. Come on, man. All these dudes need the ball in their hands to be effective. You don't have not one guy who is catch and shoot. Your catch and shoot guy is Kyle Kuzma, but he can't be on the floor with LeBron all the time because LeBron wants to play the 3. Kyle Kuzma plays the 4. But when LeBron has the ball, Kuzma's just standing around. He has to stand around and wait for LeBron James to drive and kick. You put Lonzo on the floor, now you don't have Lonzo at his best. Because you know Lonzo at his best is the guy who has the ball. When Lonzo has the ball and he's running the offense, the game runs a lot smoother. It comes a lot easier for Kuzma. Because he knows if he get in his spot, Lonzo can just catch him with the corner of his eye. Boop! There you go. Kyle Kuzma just can step up. Bam! Josh Hart knows he can get to his spot. Lonzo, he only needs the corner of his eye. Seen you. Bam. See, LeBron James, he going to drive to the rim. And he going to take it to the rim. If he don't get the shot, then he's going to look. And then that's when he going to hit you in the last second. So you under pressure. Lonzo, there's no pressure. He sees you before you see yourself. Because when Lonzo comes, he comes down the court. You know what I'm saying? He could be 90 feet from the field, from the goal. 90 feet. You'll see Josh Hart open. Boom. Quick pass. Outlet pass. Starting to break. Oh, Josh Hart pulls up. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Lonzo has the ball. He'll dribble it. By the time he gets from half court to the 3-point line, 2.5 seconds, the ball is already out of his hand. Already out of his hand and then to the next person's hand. play. You know what I'm saying? You've seen a lot of that during the season. So, with that being said, like I said, you know how it is. Upper management, change up. I wouldn't change the roster. I'll keep the roster the same. I'll keep the roster the same. I mean, stop making all those 1-year deals, so. That's one thing. Like I said, those 1-year deals, 1-year contracts, they hurt you more than they help. Because all you have is a bunch of, like I said, when you do that, if you're going to do 1-year rentals on players, make sure they're tradable assets. You know what I'm saying? You know what this is. I'm bringing you in. You know what I'm saying? I might not want you for my team, but there's another team that might want you. So, I'm going to get it to where, look, you on a 1-year contract. Free agency is next year. So, I'm going to get you. You can come here, show what you can do. And when trades come around, that's who you should have been shopping. Those are the guys you should have been trying to trade, not your young assets. You should have been trying to trade your 1-year rentals. Don't go get a whole bunch of guys nobody wants. You know what I mean? Certain free agents are free agents for a reason. Because they don't fit in certain, and you want to put them all in your game and your plan. You know what I'm saying? General management. Shaky. Head of operations was shaky. They didn't think about the guys they went just picked up. Gave them these 1-year deals. Think about what you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? If I was a general manager, if I was head of operations, like I said, I see my young core. I want to build with that. I got my superstar. I'm going to build with that. Now, as far as the free agents, I'm going to either get players that's going to complement my players or things that I can find as a tradable assets to get what I want. And I know somebody's going to give it up for this player. But I got them for the time being. If you want them, you know what? Talk business. Let's talk business. That's what it is. But y'all know how I'm going to end this. Peace, love, and respect. You know what I'm saying? I want to thank y'all for just, if you haven't joined the Wavy Gang, go ahead, like, share, subscribe, do whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm finally back. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not fully 100%. But like I said, hey, peace, love, and respect. You know how I'm going to end this. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know me. Y'all know me. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. You know what I mean? I'm going hard in the paint. Hey, until the money's in the fucking bank. Hey.